Hi everyone, welcome back to Bon's Kitchen. We're going to be making a fruit tart today. I hope everyone's going to enjoy this video. I am very famous for my fruit tarts, so I hope everyone's going to like it and try to make it. As you can see, I have started rolling my tart crust here that I made on a previous video. And it is a little bit easier to handle because it's been refrigerated. So I'm going to roll it out and I'm going to fit it into this square tart pan. So I usually make it in individual tarts also. It's up to you if you want to do that, or if you have a square or round tart pan, anything that it's whatever you would like. So today I'm going to make it in this pan. Okay, we'll see. So this tart dough, it's also could be manipulated by hand. It's so much easier to do that. So I just gonna put it in here, and I can just gonna spread it out by my hand too. It's easier. So I'll go ahead and do that just to fit it in. It's easy to work with. It's kind of easy to manipulate. So I'm going to go ahead and press it on the bottom and all the way up to the sides. This is the hardest part of this. Also, we're going to make a pastry cream that will be the filling, and we're going to fill it with fresh fruits. You can do berries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, anything that you have. You can also do just one kind of berries. A lot of time, if I don't have all the berries, I'll just do strawberry. It's whatever your preference on the filling, but the main thing is to make ahead the pastry cream and cool it, because it has to be cold when you put it in here. I would suggest like making the pastry cream the day before when you want to make this. And also this the dough, you know, the pastry crust, you can make it the day before and just put it together on the day you need it. If you're having a party or some friends over, or you just want to make it for your family, you don't have to do all this in one day, but you just need to put it together. You don't want to put the custard in there and let it sit for a day or two. It's best if you make it in the morning and eat it that same day. And it's good for the next day too, but sometimes the crust gets a little soggy if your fruits, you know, kind of like leak on the crust and make it a little soggy. But I've made it for parties the day before. I just didn't put my fruits on it. I had my crust ready. I put my custard in there, and then in the morning I would get up and, you know, decorate it and put all the fruits in it, and by the evening time it was perfect. Okay, I think this is all done. What we're gonna do now we're gonna poke it with a fork all over so it doesn't puff up on the sides or the bottom, so we can pre-bake it. It will pre-bake about 12 minutes until you see the colors are kind of like light brown, or, you know, just a little bit, you know, the edges a little brown, not too brown. You don't want to burn this, so keep an eye on it. I think 12 to 13 minutes should be plenty of time for it to bake. So I'm just going to go ahead and poke it and put it in the oven. I'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to make the pastry cream for the tart. So we're going to start with 2.5 cups of milk. I just turned this on. We're going to bring it to a boil. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and mix in. I have about 7 egg yolks in here, a half a cup of cornstarch, also 1 cup of sugar, and I'm going to add a little vanilla and some lemon zest, and I'm just going to mix that together. Okay, so we're back. We had a little bit of difficulties. My daughter had to switch from her camera to her phone, but we were waiting on the milk to boil, and it's almost there. As you can see it bubbling at the edges. What we're gonna do now, actually, like I said, I had the 7 egg yolks in here, 1 cup of sugar, half a cup of cornstarch, a little bit of vanilla and lemon zest, So as you can see, the milk is just about to boil over. So I'm gonna temper the egg yolk mixture. And by tempering is bringing this temperature to close to the hot temperature. So we can't add everything at once. So we're gonna add a little bit. I'm gonna turn this off just temporary. And then we're gonna just make sure this is mixed in so we don't cook the eggs before they actually get into the custard.
Sorry, I don't remember if you added this. How much milk do you have in here?
2.5 cups into this. And we're gonna whisk. At this point, you cannot stop whisking your milk. You gotta whisk. Don't stop. Lower the heat to medium-high so you don't scorch it. And just keep whisking it so it doesn't lump up, so it stays smooth. It'll thicken pretty quickly. As you can see, the custard's starting to thicken. And we just bring it to a couple of boils so it doesn't taste starchy. Maybe 1 minute. When it starts looking like really, you see a shine on top, and it feels thicker. And now it's done. Now what we're gonna do is actually put it in this dish immediately. Once you take this one off the stove, you would want to put that the butter in here. There's one tablespoon of butter. Just kind of mix it in, and I will give it that shine before you cool it off. There's that butter. Just make sure the butter is melted. Just makes it more smoother and tastier, and it gives it that extra shine. I just want to show you a quick way of cooling the custard, and we don't want to leave the custard sitting out in a danger zone on your counter because it has eggs and it will build up bacteria. A very quick way is to actually put some ice in a container like this in your bowl and stick this in there right on top, and maybe like for 10-15 minutes it will cool it down really quickly, and then you can set it in your fridge. We are back with our tart. So we had baked the tart crust last night. We let it cool, of course, overnight, and also I made the pastry cream last night too, and that stayed in the fridge overnight. I suggest that if you're gonna make that, you do the same thing as I did, preparing the pie crust the day before. Also the pastry cream the day before gets, this will be cold. The pie crust is nice and cold, and we can just put it together the day that you need it, or the day of your party, or whatever occasion that you're having with this. So I'm just gonna smooth this out a little bit. And I had a lot of berries today. I had kiwi, I have pineapple. Of course, you don't have to have all this variety of fruits. You can make it all strawberry, or all blueberry or blackberry, whatever you prefer. I had all this fruit, so I wanted to use it all. Why not? It doesn't go to waste. So you're gonna go ahead and fill this custard. You can use this kind of offset spatula to smooth it, or you can use a knife, whatever equipment you have at home. I think this is good. I'm not gonna add any more because I have to leave a little bit of room for my fruits. So I don't have a plan in mind. I just kind of go whatever I like for design. This is kind of like my art. I love to create. What I like to do is have variety, so when you cut the piece, you can have almost all the fruits in that piece. Okay, so this is kind of my design. In this bowl I have 2 tablespoons of apricot jam and 1 tablespoon of water. I kind of warmed it up a little bit and strained it just for glazing. It will make it look prettier when you glaze, and it preserves the fruits, gives it that shine. You just kind of tap it everywhere, make sure it's covered. Okay, it's the moment of truth. We get to cut our beautiful tart.
All that work.
I know, but you know what? It has to look good so you can enjoy it, not just taste good. After we fill it, we should actually refrigerate it so the custard sets again, but right now we're just gonna, for the sake of this video, we're gonna go ahead and start. You get to get,
for me.
come on over here.
Oh gosh.
Tell us how it tastes.
Okay.
All right.
I'm a little bit of a food critic. I'm not actual
She's
food.
actually a food critic.
I really am. I am very picky. But usually that's why I'm picky, because I eat my mom's food and then I go somewhere else and it just doesn't live up to my expectations, if I'm gonna be honest.
Thanks, babe. What do you think?
It's so good.
Man, the crust is really good.
It's not just the crust.
The
My
filling.
mom has this thing, any fillings or whipped cream that you make, it's like the best whipped cream of my life.
Thank you.
When you go to the stores and it has that, I don't know if you've ever had a store-bought cake, but it has that like almost like a dye taste to it.
Sandy taste.
Like it's a strange taste. Like it almost leaves like a filling and like an after taste in your mouth. All my mom's whipped creams and custards, they just don't taste. They just have like a sweet taste to them, and then that's it. Like they're sweet and they're nice and they're light and they're airy. If that's even the right food word, but
yeah, thanks for describing that.
it was so good.
Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing me making this beautiful tart. Make sure you subscribe and like so I can continue making my beautiful baking items. And thanks again for watching. Enjoy, and I hope you try this recipe. Bye-bye.